Hey guys, I'm sorry that I haven't been busy for such a long time as we're all getting ready for the holidays. As in case if you all don't know, I'm very busy now, with work and with family and such. But anyway, let's cut that out. Let's just focus on the next movie adaptation or TV show idea list for another video game that I used to love growing up playing. It's called Ark the Lad Twilight of the Spirits. It's basically a JRPG. It was on PlayStation 2, and I heard it was re-released at one point a few years ago on the PS4. It better also be re-released on PS5 as well, for that matter. But yeah, Ark the Lad Twilight of Spirits, it's a big, convoluted, fairy tale-like story, basically. And it's a part of the Ark the Lad series. So, let's begin this list. Number one, I have to play the first three PS1 games before writing the script for this movie, as the only Ark the Lad game I've played was obviously Twilight of the Spirits, as it's like the fourth or fifth game in the series, I think? I don't know. Number two, add in Easter eggs and references from the other games. Number three, if it was a movie, make it 3 to 4 hours long. But if it was a show, it would have at least 4 or 5 seasons. Number four, have TriStar Pictures be the distributor of the movie. Number five, the Deimos, which are basically monster human hybrids. Deimos will be actors in costumes and makeup, which will probably cost a lot of money. All the monsters and mythical creatures will be puppets and animatronics with CGI when necessary. Yep. Number seven, the movie starts with Nafia and Windolf. Nafia is a human woman, and Windolf is a Deimos. They fall in love, and they have twin babies named Karg and Dark. And Karg and Dark are the two main characters you play as throughout the game. Number eight, Lilia, a redhead girl, should be played by a talented Japanese girl with her hair dyed red, because I always thought that she would be, if she was a real person, she'd be Asian. Just saying, yeah. Number 9, the movie ends, or the show ends with all the humans and Deimos living in peace finally. Great, right. Number 10, Samson, one of the characters, fakes his death by the end of the movie and reunites with Lilia as father and daughter instead of dying in the game. That's another thing I forgot to mention. Spoiler alert, Samson is Lilia's father. That's a gigantic spoiler alert for those of you who haven't played Ark the Lad Twilight of the Spirits. But it was such a dumb move for Samson to die, either to sacrifice himself or to just to end it all. I don't know. I just always thought that he should have just ended the game and playing as him along with everyone else, because only on one part of the game where they're in an island, or Karg is in an island, and that's the only time you get to play as Samson. Yeah, Number 11, and this one's pretty obvious. Paulette falls in love with Karg, because Paulette was one of Karg's closest friends. Number 12, Bebedora, one of the monsters that you play as, turns into a real girl after kissing Maru, one of the other characters, kind of like Pinocchio turning into a real boy. So basically, Bebedora should be a real girl after being with Maru, of course, because they get close. Number 13, Dark wins the fight between the humans and Deimos after defeating Darkham, or Darkham, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Number 14, Volk and Paulette forgive each other near the end because Volk killed Paulette's dad, and Paulette's dad, Lloyd, killed Volk's family, so they both killed each other's family, basically, and then they forgive each other by the end. Number 15, Nafia still reads bedtime stories to young Karg, just like in the game, because Nafia is Karg's mom, and she used to read him bedtime stories in the past. Number 16, Windolf dies right in front of young Dark, just like in the game. Nafia's with Karg, meanwhile Windolf was with Dark before he died, because Dark was just a kid when Windolf died, of course. Number 17, we learn a lot more about Maru's backstory compared to the game. Number 18, Tatiana, they never really explained how they pronounced her name in the game, is renamed Tatiana, of course, because Tatiana seems a lot more reasonable, of course, of a name. Number 19, Orcons, which are a type of Deimos. They're a lot more lizard-like and reptilian-like this time around, because they were all green and they look like snakes and lizards, so why not make them more reptilian? Number 20, Delma, one of the main characters in Dark Side of the Story, is still a hot-headed, sarcastic, grumpy girl just like in the game, but a little bit more comedy. Make her a lot more of a comedic relief character. Number 21, Zev, one of the main villains, spoiler alert, he remains mysterious when he shows up throughout the movie. He's the Dark Lord. He's the Divine Ruler. The bad guy. Yeah, big spoiler. Anyway, I thought Paulette at number 21, 22, my bad, Paulette should be played by a Korean American actress, because I want racial diversity in movies that I write and direct, so I think Paulette should be, Asian as well. Number 23, Maru should be played by a Latino. I don't know, that's just a random thing because I myself am Latino, and no, I'm not going to want to play as someone from the game because let's face it, I'm not that much of a funny guy. Number 24, the Great Spirit Stones will be a lot more powerful and magical this time around. Number 25, there will be musical numbers here and there, mainly from Nafia and Lilia. They'll be the ones who will be singing most of the songs. Number 26, the genres will be action, comedy, fantasy, sci-fi, drama, comedy, adventure. So that's a lot of genres for one RPG game, all in one movie. Number 27, the game or the movie or show will be PG-13. Number 28, all the background songs from the games will be in the movie. The music is so memorable. If you look up the soundtrack on YouTube, they're pretty underrated. And number 29, Dark grows his wings back at the end of the movie because at one point during the beginning of the first story, the bad guys, I think they're called Dracula, they rip his wings off because Dark is half Deimos, and Deimos usually have wings. Some of them do fly, others don't, and Dark ends up getting his rings lost. But now, this time around, he actually grows them back at the end. But when at number 30, when Dark unintentionally grew wings, he also grew horns because Karg is also half Deimos and doesn't even realize it. Number 31, Lloyd isn't as grumpy or scolding as he was in the games, even though he didn't really last a whole lot. Number 32, Nafia sacrifices herself to keep Dark and Lilia alive from the army. Number 33, Dark and Delma fall in love at the end of the movie. Number 34, Gans, one of the other characters, he's the big burly guy with the freaking axe. He gains sympathy towards nature and is very protective of it. So he's basically like a really big badass hippie or something. Number 35, Samson has a bigger role in the movie compared to the game, or show compared to the game. Number 36, at the beginning of the movie, after Karg and Dark's birth, Nafia and Wondolf will be chased by the Drakkars, the bad guys that they're after, just like in the game, except it's extended, and it'll be the beginning, of course. Number 37, Denzimo, Dalma's brother, never turned his back on Dark and instead sacrifices himself from the Drakkar, and Dalma still thinks that Dark killed her. So that's something new. Another also big spoiler from the first side of the story. Number 38, Paula and Maru constantly argue and hate each other throughout the movie or show as one of the main comedic moments. Yeah. Number 39, both Karg and Dark have dreams and flashbacks of their parents throughout the movie, especially during the tragic and or shocking moments. Number 40, Droguza, the horse-headed demon thing, turns back into his normal humanoid self after losing his final battle against Dark and his friends as a giant mutated Deimos monster and then dies. Oh, someone's having sickness. Yeah, people are getting sick lately. That's another thing I forgot to mention. People are getting flu, and I'm staying home and taking my Dayquil NyQuil so I don't get sick. Anyway, back to number 41. Nafia will be played by a well-established actress. My personal choice of Nafia is the voice of Elsa from Frozen, Idina Menzel, of course, because I don't know why. I feel like she would make a great queen in a fictional world or something that isn't a friggin' Disney movie, of course. As many other singers and actresses will be backup choices. I don't know who else can play all the other characters, but so far the only personal choice right now is Idina Menzel playing Nafia. That's it. Number 42, almost every other character will be played by convincing lookalikes and newcomers, so that way they can become big-name Hollywood stars in the near future, of course. Number 43, the movie could be more likely a TV series with 3 to 5 seasons in case of the movie doesn't turn out alright, or if it's never greenlit. That's why I want to make it a show as well. And finally, at number 44, sound effects from the games will return, because the sound effects are so cool. They sound so magical and unique. Very rarely you hear them from other games that aren't from the same series, right? Yeah. So that's all my ideas. 44 ideas. That's a lot compared to Annie and Tekken, right? Yeah. Arc the Last Twilight Spirits is a really good video game. I might re-review it at some point. I reviewed it a long time ago on my old channel before it was terminated. I don't know when exactly it was terminated, or when it was uploaded, at least before it was terminated. If my old channel was terminated back in May of 2018, so 4 years ago and 8 months ago, basically. 4 years and 8 months since my YouTube channel has been terminated, my old one. And I'm going to make sure that I keep this channel afloat and have all the videos saved so I can re-upload the recent videos, including this one, into my third channel in case if this one ever gets terminated. So I hope you all enjoyed these ideas. Let me know what you think. If you haven't heard of Arc the Lad Twilight Spirits, go look it up. Buy yourself a copy on PS2 or just download it on your PS4. So make sure to comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more new videos. Peace out, and rock on.